long story short, yes, I was divorced. And long story short, I was raised as one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I no longer actively practice this faith because I felt like it was no longer safe to me because of all the times I had went to congregation elders and told them that, yes, my husband is physically abusing me. Within the faith of Jehovah's Witnesses, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to talk bad about the faith. I always try to give that disclosure out there. I fully support my children with being witnesses. It's just sadly things did not go, normally. I guess you could say normally. Things didn't go well for me. So I found that it was better for me to no longer practice that faith because of the safety concerns, because of even, it came a point where it's like, this is like not only just, being really feeling spiritually abused because you're not being heard. I'm going to over a dozen men who take the lead and telling them, yeah, my husband is physically abusing me. And within the faith of Jehovah's Witnesses, is no secret. I mean, you can go to jw.org, God's Love Book. Basically, the teaching based off the scriptures within the faith is that you should not, separate divorce unless it's extreme physical abuse. Well, first of all, I went through extreme physical abuse. My ex-husband didn't think so. He felt like extreme physical abuse is if I put you in the hospital. And so the accountability was never really there. And like I said, this is something that I went to congregation elders about for years. And when I finally divorced, I was punished for that. Those biblical teachings. Oh, this is another important part I'm forgetting. When you're divorced, according to 1 Corinthians 7:12, the way it is that you're not free to date anybody, phone dating, talking on the phone, going out on dates. You're not free. Basically, it means you're divorced by the law of the land, but you're still married in God's eyes. So I followed that. I did those things. I did not talk on the phone to guys. I didn't go out dating. I know I'm on social media and this, and that, and I am a motivational speaker. So I think the perception was that I was out here doing all of this, but no. I take my relationship with God very, very seriously. So I did not buck that. Always wanting to receive God's favor. I did not buck that. There's definitely times when I felt like, God, like, are you even helping me? Are you hearing me? Look what I'm going through. But I did not, I'm proud of myself for that. Because I actually, I will say that me coming back to the faith and getting reinstated was a journey in itself, especially because he was my only problem, right? Meaning that, here I am, he's all I ever known. He's all I've ever known since I was 15. So to be in a situation where I divorced him because he was physically hurting me, and to find out that, oh, guess what? By the way, you're free to marry now because he's engaged to be married. And with, the rules of Jehovah's Witnesses, it's like I said before, you're not free to pursue a third party. So what's going on here? And it was just very, very disrespectful the way I found out, because I would have never done him like that. What happened was my children came home one day after being with him over the weekend and said, hey, Dad's engaged. He's getting married in spring. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, as long as she treats you nice, that's one of Mama's biggest concerns. But at the same time, I'm thinking, now, in the rules of Jehovah's Witnesses, that counts as adultery. And not only that, you don't feel like after everything that I've been through with you, that you had you could have texted me that, you could have told me that. And what I will say is I went through some procedures and some processes and asked some questions because I'm trying to figure out, am I clean? Can I go and date now if he's engaged? And I will say at first I was told to, wait a minute, because maybe she doesn't know. Then okay, I'm just going to stop right there with all of that because I don't want to sound like a hater. But long story short, I realized that he had changed his, because I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Who's this new person coming into our lives? He has not said anything to me about this. All I'm getting is information from the kids, which is not cool, especially because we have to co-parent and have some type of peace between all of the adults. Everybody act like an adult. It is what it is. And he had changed his Facebook status to being in a relationship with this individual. And I said, so he's pretty much out in the open saying, yes, he's in a relationship, but he still hasn't said anything to me. And then I was basically told that that was his way of telling you. I think people have described it like, oh, you're trying to do like an auction. I guess, it's similar to that. Basically, per using like PayPal. And if you want to use Cash App, like that's cool too. But basically the way it's going to work is taking donations. And basically the guy who donates the most gets the date. And what these funds are going to do is allow me to go ahead and put down the money that I need for the event space that I'm looking to book. Right now I have a soft hold on it for September. So I need to get the funds and get it confirmed. So I'm like, what can I do? I need to get some capital to make this happen, and came up with the idea, well, hey, who wants to take Myra on a date?